I asked a seasoned prompt engineer at NVIDIA about how models like ChatGPT and Gemini have these incredible human-like output generation capabilities. Here's how these models work.
So, GPT, right? Chat GPT, if we start with, right, is a generative model that generates something. Right? Now, generates what? These models create new content, not just what is given to them. These models create new content because they are AI models, artificial intelligence models that use their own intelligence to create data. So, create new data by learning patterns, right? Not just learning the data that we give them, but learning the patterns through that data that we are giving them, right? From vast amounts of that we give, from huge data, they understand a few patterns based on their understanding, based on their intelligence, right? Based on which they are made, right? Then, based on that understanding of the patterns, whenever you are seeking something, whenever you seek something from them, when you are giving them a prompt, whenever you are asking for a response, when you are seeking an output, uses all that patterns, all that understanding of the patterns based on the data that we have fed, right? Based on the data that we have fed the model to create new content that is coherent and also contextually relevant to what you are seeing. If it does not have answer to that, it will simply say no. If it is not able to understand the pattern of what you are seeking of, or either of what the response should be for that, and if it does not have that understanding of the pattern, it will simply say no, can't answer it, right? Which is again improving by the day because a lot of data is being fed to it. A lot of data is being integrated into these models. So the understanding of the patterns, understanding of the data, understanding of different domains is increasing. So you ask about anything today and they have an answer because that data is fed to it. Right? These generative models, they create new content based on the patterns that are that they have built or that they have understood based on the data that we have fed them in form of text or video or image or audio, any kind of a type, any kind of a different data set, right? That we have done. Again, if we slightly go into the detail, again, it won't be very technical, but getting slightly into detail, GPT, right, stands for generative pre-trained transformer, right? So it itself explains a lot, right? See, generative, as I mentioned, generative is it generates new data. Generative new data generates new data based on what you give it, right? Pre-trained is where the data that we give comes in, right? It is pre-trained on a data set, right? Pre-trained on a data set because based on which it generates. Now, how does it generate? That comes in the transformer. It transforms the data that it has received, right? The extensive data set that it has received is fine-tuned in the transformer, right? It is transformer is the architecture, is the structure that is used, right, to process, to generate, to reproduce that data, collate that in a form that is relevant to the prompt, right? And give it to the user, right, as an output. This is a high level at which it works. Everything that goes behind is a probably a very deeper understanding, but this is what at a high level these Gen AI models are. Right? All the models use this particular thing. GPT explains it properly because it has it in the name.
God. If you found this video helpful, make sure to explore this channel for more such interesting conversations from in-depth interviews conducted on this podcast and subscribe to stay connected with the latest content.